Welcome back, Khonius here. Today I'm flying from Klamath Falls, Oregon to Redding, California. I'm flying a Cessna Citation Longitude. I'll be flying at a flight level of 10,000, and let's get started. Alright, I'm going to take off the parking brake. And let's go ahead and thrust. Heavy on the thrusting there, that's what when we're getting the beeping. There we go. Alright, we can go ahead and lift up. Alright, we do have a vertical climb rate. I'm going to put up the landing gear. And put up the flag.
KA507 continue for south departure.
KA507 landing my airspace, frequency change approved.
Alright, and we need to make a turn. Let's go ahead and get started on that.
Seattle Center KA507 is type Cessna C702 miles south of Klamath Falls, 5,100 feet. Request flight following.
KA507 Seattle Center. Squawk 0107.
Squawk 0107 KA507.
KA507 radar contact 4 miles south of Klamath Falls, 6,800 feet. Altimetry 0.19er.
Roger KA507.
Alright, we should be pretty much on course. Almost at our flight level of 8,000, so I'm going to push forward on the stick. We're a little over, that's okay. I'll get us a little bit better dialed in and then turn on autopilot. We're still climbing. I can bring the thrust down. And nose down a bit more. We're not perfectly on course, we're almost there. I can see the magenta line closing on the compass display. I'm going to bring the throttle back down a little bit more. We're still gaining altitude. I'd rather stay around 8,000. Alright, let's steer back into course. Still doing a lot of climbing. Maybe 10,000 would be a better altitude. Especially because I see some mountain ranges and whatnot ahead of us. So I'll go ahead and set 10,000. A little hard to steer the plane and do all that at the same time. Still climbing way too high. Let's nose down. Plane really wants to get up high up in the air. I like to stay towards my decided on altitude. I do wonder if I'll have to pull up when I get closer to the mountains, but we'll figure that out at the time. I'm going to go ahead and engage autopilot. Let it fine-tune heading and altitude. Bring the throttle down to 50% for now. So supposedly this plane can go around 500 knots. I see the red and white mark on the speed ticker. I don't know if that means I can go into that range or not. I've been staying out of that range. But everything I see, including the Microsoft Flight Simulator recommended flight plan, has me going at, I don't know, 500 knots during cruise. I suppose I could try that and see what happens. Let's go ahead and thrust up and just see how far into that red and white zone we get. This thing is supposed to go 0.8 Mach, so really ought to be possible to go a lot faster. I'm going to bring the throttle up. See where we get.
Contact Seattle Center on 124.85. Good day.
Going to 124.85 KA507. Seattle Center KA507 10,000 feet.
KA507.
Not hearing any beeps in the cabin, so maybe everything's okay. Now there's a beep. Now it's going to be the engines again, so let's pull back on that a little bit. Difficult to tell if I'm going to need more altitude to get over these mountains, but I feel like that's not a bad idea. I'm going to set it up to 13, which was the original recommended altitude, 13,300. So we're in that red and white stripe zone. Everything seems to be okay. I'm not sure if that is just telling you that's a high-speed zone, or I interpreted it originally to mean don't go into that speed area, but it kind of seems like it's okay. Alright, well that was kind of interesting. Looks like we'll be okay clearing these mountains. The default liveries are a little on the boring side, but I'm not sure what the current situation is with livery megapacks. The last time I checked, it seemed like there was a lot of disarray and finger pointing, so I haven't been checking into that, but it would be nice to get some decent liveries. The only really good default ones are the Xbox, or I should say the Microsoft Flight Simulator ones, Aviators Club one. Okay, let's pull back a little bit. Alright, so 450 is where it says overspeed, so I'll keep that in mind. But it is nice to know that we can actually go faster if we'd like to. In fact, it looks like my airport is coming up really quickly, so might need to quickly slow down. If we're actually going to make the airport. Let's see if we can contact them. This would be KRDD, if I can see that. Not seeing it. There it is, right there. It was on the first page.
Reading Tower KA507 is 25 miles north, 13,200 feet with golf to land.
KA507 Reading Tower. Altimeter tree 0.22 with calm fly straight in runway 16.
Okay, we're obviously
Fly
way
straight
too
in
high.
runway 16 KA507.
I'm going to see if I can put the flaps down and get our speed down significantly. And we also need to take out autopilot and start descending. Seems like that's not really going to work out, but we'll give it a shot.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
I can probably put the landing gear down at this speed. Yeah, I've got to drop a lot of altitude quickly. One thing I've noticed about this plane is it does slow down very easily compared to other planes I've flown. So this is probably okay.
Skywest 5276, follow the generic on final. Windcom cleared to land runway tree 4.
I'm just going to keep nosing down and rely on the flaps and landing gear to get me to slow down. It's about what you'd expect it to look like to descend this quickly. Okay, I feel like we're actually okay now. So I'm going to want to be back around 5,000 feet maybe. Okay, we'll give it some thrust. We've used up our free thrust from the descent. Looks like we're at a good speed to enter the landing pattern. Yeah, so it looks like if you need to slow down quickly in this craft, you can really do it. That was amazing, I think. beautiful area of Northern California. Okay, need to pull back a little bit to get the view I like. Going a little fast. Bring the throttle back. See if I can get us down to around 160 on entry. Looks like a nice straight path into the runway. Alright, our speed is good, our altitude is good, apparently. Really impressed with how quickly I was able to descend and slow this craft down. Be really good for quick vertical landings, like in a restricted area or a dangerous area. Pull the throttle back just a little bit, see if we can get down to speed. Alright, looks like I can see some lights on the runway, way off in the distance.
Runway 34, SkyWest 5276.
Alright, our speed is good, maybe a little slow. Give it a bit more throttle. But so far this seems like a nice, stable approach. Thinking I might invest in some nicer sim avionics. I've got Thrustmaster stuff. It seems a little on the cheap side. I wouldn't mind something that feels a little bit more professional.
K-507, wind calm, clear to land runway 16.
Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to start slowing down some more.
Runway 16 Ka507.
Let's get down to about 140 or fly me 150. Actually 140 is not too bad. I'm going to land at 125, 130. A little easier to judge this from the inside. Pull back on the throttle a little bit more, trying to slow this craft down. Okay, when I get close, I'll put the flaps down the rest of the way and thrust up a little bit. Okay, I think I'll put the flaps down now, bring the thrust up to 50% just in case, and then drop it as needed. It does want to nose up, so I'm going to pull back on the thrust a little bit. We don't want to go too slow and lose control of our control surfaces. I do feel like I need to be a little lower, a little slower. Okay, thrust to idle. See if this lets us glide in. Going going to flare up a little bit. Alright, we landed a little early, but nevertheless a gentle landing. Let's put the brakes on and the flaps up. And let's see, where can we turn off? Maybe right here. Alright, let's stop and talk to the gate. I think I have the parking brake on.
Reading ground, KA507 taxi to parking.
KA507 taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha cross runway 16.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha cross runway 16 KA507.
Alright, looks like I didn't have the parking brake on like I thought I did. Alright, we'll make our way over to parking, over there on the right. What a beautiful airplane. Looks very organic. I assume pulsing the engine like that is fine. These are top-of-the-line Honeywell engines, so they should be able to handle that. They call them a turbofan. Oh, a little bump in the road there. I don't know the difference between a jet and a turbofan, but it looks like a jet. I don't see any propeller. Give it a little bit more thrust, see if we can speed this up a little bit. And get past this turn. I think it's probably, oh, I guess this, am I going straight? I guess I'm going straight, okay, fine. Or I'm doing something. Oh, I see. It just made an unnecessary curvy path here. Not really any reason to do that maneuver that I can think of. Loving the reflections on the underside of the aileron. Or is that the elevator? Okay, let's see if we can make our way to the parking spot. I used up all my thrust. Alright, it's kind of tight with a lot of aircraft here, but I assume I can squeeze in. A little bit tighter than I was expecting. It's probably not realistic. Little itty-bitty parking spots for this giant plane is kind of funny. I guess I was probably supposed to park at a gate. Well, that's a good enough parking job for me. Thrust down, parking brake on. Engines off. And welcome to Redding, California. I finally made it back to California on my learning to fly tour. It started in Concord, California. So 1 or 2 more flights and I will make it home. It's a little herky-jerky using the trackball. Move the view around. Apologize for that. Honestly don't know why it's so jerky. Alright, let's go back inside, shut off the plane. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.